Hey, it's Lucas, and today I am 3 weeks sober. Today is the 21st of January, we are officially 3 weeks down, we only have 10 more days to go. And I'm not gonna lie, I know I mentioned it last week, I mentioned it a couple of days ago, actually I made a separate video. It's getting harder and harder, and I don't want to do it anymore, but I'm too deep in, so I have to keep going. I know if I gave up now, I would just feel like absolute shit, even more so than I do now, because let me tell you, I don't know what has been going on in my brain, but it's not good. There's nothing good up here lately. I don't want to be in here. Usually I would take the edge off and have I don't know, it's taking everything in my power right now to just not drain them 24 bottles of bud in my cupboard, but I'm not going to. I just really fucking want to. Yesterday, Saturday, was one of the worst days that I've had, if not probably the worst, actually. I got to work. You'll see it in tomorrow's video. There's clips of it in there. It's not related to Dry January, but there is clips of it in there of me being pissed off and not being able to show it. But yeah, yesterday was a shit day. I got to work. I didn't get told off or anything. My boss is far too nice to ever tell anybody off or anything, but she told me that I'd not done things that I definitely know for a fucking fact, 100% clear in my sober head, that I did, and that nobody else does, but I don't know if she's spoken to them or not, but it pissed me off, and it took everything in my fucking power. I didn't smoke before I went to work yesterday, because I was doing a video. You'll have to see what the video is tomorrow if you want to find out what it was, but I didn't smoke before I went to work, so I went to work sober, and then after that started, I noticed that the guest beer that we have on that changes every week was one of my favourites that we've ever had, and I've worked there for nearly 2 years now, so seeing that on draft after I'd just been majorly fucking pissed off was not good. Honestly, I'd very nearly, just a taste, that's all I wanted, just a taste of it, but I can't, so it was shit, and I had to deal with that. And then today, before I went to work, I just really fucking did not want to go. I don't know what it is, right, but this banana mac that I've been smoking, the one that doesn't really get me high, but, allows me to focus on things, I don't know what it is about that strain, but whenever I smoke it before going to work, which is what it's there for, it's my strain to smoke before I go out, because it gets rid of my anxiety without making me feel really stupid high. It also makes me want a beer, and this doesn't happen when I smoke anything else that I've got right now. I've got 2, 3, 4 different strains. I know 5 if you count the banana mac, but if I smoke the other 4, then I'm absolutely fine. But if I smoke that one, I don't know if it's because it doesn't give me the edge of high. I don't really know how to describe it. When I smoke, I get a sudden rush of high, and it makes me kind of go, fuck, look around, and it kind of hazes up and clears at the same time. I don't really know how to describe it, but it kind of puts a soft, a rose tinted edge to the world, whereas the banana mac doesn't do that. It just makes it so that I can function without feeling high. I don't know if this makes sense to everybody. Different strains affect different people certain ways, and that one I found is a good before work strain, apart from it makes me want a beer. I don't know why I smoke that, and it just punches me in the gut with, you need a beer right now. It doesn't happen with any other strain, so I don't know what the fuck that is about, but that's a thing that I've discovered. I know why I want a drink, and this is about to get very fucking depressing, so if you don't want to hear it, then that's fine, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. This is very fucking difficult, and I'm not having a good time, so I know why I want a drink, and that is just to take the edge off, because this fucking, I don't want to sound dramatic, but it's crippling, severe depression that I've had for years and years and years. I'm not currently taking any medication because the weed usually sorts it out, but I didn't realise how much I was actually relying on the drinking, because whenever I get even the slightest bit inconvenience, my brain goes, fuck this, I'm going to have a beer. And I do that. And I think that it makes me feel better, but in reality, the drunker I get, the more upset I get, and it ends up being a shit show, And then I wake up the next morning. I never do anything like bad to anybody else. I'm literally in my house, and you know, I can't do anything bad to anybody in my house apart from myself. So then I wake up the next morning and I feel like shit, and I'm still depressed, and I think, well, the beer helped it last night, so I'm just going to do it again, when in reality, the beer didn't help anything. If anything, the beer made me more depressed. It just, you know, I just don't remember feeling more depressed because I was drunk, so obviously in my brain I'm going, well, you know, that made me feel better, even though it didn't. So I know my pattern, and I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing it, and I know it's a cycle, and I know it keeps repeating, but when you feel like this every day, like, fuck me, I would do anything for a beer right now. I've noticed that the alcohol-frees just aren't taking the edge off anymore. I don't know if I've just bought shit ones, but the longer that I drink them, the less that I want them. And it's not because I don't want beer. I do want beer, but it's just not doing it for me anymore. So I'm just drinking these alcohol-frees for the sake of it, trying to trick myself into thinking that I'm having a beer when I'm not, and I don't even want the alcohol-frees, let's be honest. So I've noticed myself drinking less of those. So I suppose that's good in a way, but I've been smoking a lot more weed, which is not good for my tolerance. I don't have a super duper high tolerance. I probably don't even smoke as much as people think I do from the videos, but yeah, I've been smoking a lot more, and at work I've noticed myself going out to vape a lot more, which just makes me feel even more shit. I haven't been able to eat much lately, which is really annoying because I'm hungry, and I know I'm hungry, and I feel like shit. Like, you know how you feel when you're really hungry, like drained, and your stomach hurts, and like I don't know, my whole body fucking aches. I don't know if I'm coming down with the cold that everyone at work's got, but I can't eat lately. Today I've had half a protein bar and about 5 peanuts, which is not good. Everybody needs to eat more than that. Even a child needs to eat more than that. And I think yesterday I think I had a protein bar and then a slice of toast with half a tin of beans when I got home. And then at like fucking 10:30 or whatever, I had half a plate of pasta, which is, again, I know I'm not eating enough, but I just don't feel like it, and that's making me feel like shit. And then if I'm going to work without eating enough, I'm there and I feel like shit, and the beer's there, and that makes me feel like shit because I can't have it. And then, you know, I'm going out to vape a lot more because I just don't want to be around it. When it's in my brain and I'm pulling pints, there's been more than one occasion. This happens not regularly on a normal day. Like, there's been times when I'm at work and I'm pulling pints for people, and as I'm putting it down and it spills over, I get this urge to like take a sip off the top. I never have, obviously, because it's not my beer, but every so often when I put a pint down, my brain goes, just take a sip. And I'm like, no, this is not my pint. And my brain's been doing that a hell of a lot lately. A hell of a lot. So when it gets a lot and I've got my alcohol free and it's just not doing it for me, I keep going out to vape more and more, and combine that with not eating, that makes me feel even worse. And I keep, lately for the past week or so, I noticed myself, I'm freezing all the time, but whilst I'm freezing, I'm also cold sweating. I don't know if this is anything to do with like alcohol withdrawal, because surely it should be nearly over by now if that's what that was, but I don't know, and I guess that's what this video is. I haven't been feeling good. This has been really, really hard this past week, especially yesterday. Today was not as hard as it was yesterday, but the way I was feeling when I went into work, I honestly could have just chucked myself in the river. There's a river right next door to my pub, and there's been a couple of times over the past 2 years that police officers have come into my pub and they've asked to speak to me, and they've been like, have you seen anybody on the bank? somebody's tried to kill themselves and we think they're in the river, basically. So it's been a couple of times that's happened to me whilst I'm at work. Every time I've been like, no, I haven't seen anybody, because I haven't. But I really, genuinely, honestly fucking feel like throwing myself in the river. And I know that this is such a depressing video, and I'm sorry, I'm not giving up. I've got tomorrow is the 22nd, so I guess it'll be 9 days. This day is done. I'm not drinking today, so 9 more days. I'm not gonna lie, the thought has crossed my mind on more than one occasion to be like, maybe if this is how I'm feeling right now, I'm almost scared, not scared, but I'm apprehensive to even drink again, because I don't want to go back to how I was. I don't want to quit cold turkey, full stop, because I do want a beer, and I've got plans to go out and have a couple drinks on the 1st of February, but the thought has crossed my mind, maybe I should just not ever pick it up again. But I know that I will, so I guess this is a test in a way to see that if I go back, when I go back to it, whether I just fall back into the shitty repeative pattern, or whether I can learn to control it, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's it. To be fair, like, this one is a little bit shorter than the other two, but, well, 3. There's 3 videos if you want to go watch them. I'm not feeling optimistic. I'm not feeling raring to go. I'm not feeling happy about this. In fact, I fucking hate this, and I want this to be over. But I know that it's just masking it with drink. And it'd be good to get to the root cause of why I'm actually depressed. But, you know, if I haven't found that out in the past fucking, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, fucking 28 years. If I haven't found that out in this entire time, I don't think I ever fucking will, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm sorry that this has not been a shiny, happy, look at how good I'm doing video. I know I'm doing well, but I don't feel good about it. I feel like I should be proud. I feel like I should be celebrating. I feel like I should be feeling way better by this point, but I don't. I feel like shit. It's getting worse, and I would like to take a long walk off a short cliff. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna drink, and I'm not gonna kill myself, so I guess I'll see you next week. I doubt anybody liked this video, so leave me some dislikes for being depressing. Leave me a comment if you want to, telling me to kill myself or something of the like. Yeah, I'm sorry that this was depressing. Tomorrow's video is not gonna be depressing. Yeah, that's it. 21 days sober. Last time I made it to 23 days, from Boxing Day till the 23rd of January. So it was, what's that, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 29, is that 29 days? 28 days? 28 or 29 days, I can't do the math off the top of my head right now, but it's one of those two. I made it that far, and I didn't feel bad about it because I was recovering from a surgery, and for 8 of those 28 days, I had big tubes hanging out the side of me, and I was worried about my nipples falling off, so I wasn't inclined to drink. But now there's nothing stopping me. If anything, I've been encouraged to drink. Nobody's really said don't. Nobody's said no, keep it up, you're doing really well, this is great. If anything, I'm hearing, why don't you just have a pint? You know, you've done this far, you can have one now. You've proved to yourself that you can do it, fuck it off, just have a pint. Which, you know, is tempting, but it's not worth. I feel like shit now. So imagine if I had a pint or fucking 10. I would feel so bad that I probably would kill myself. which is not funny. It's not funny. It's a bit funny. You gotta laugh. But yeah, so that's the end of this video. Like or dislike, I'm not really bothered. Comment if you're doing dry January and you've made it this far. How are you feeling? If you're not doing dry January, how's your beer? I hope you're enjoying it. Subscribe for more videos. Tomorrow's is not going to be so depressing, I don't think. I hope not. It might be a little bit because I filmed it yesterday and I felt like shit, but it's probably going to be interesting, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. Peace.